Hi traders and welcome to the weekly commodity report. Today is Wednesday, November 15th, just after 5 p.m. Central Time. In this video, I'm going to look at natural gas, oil, copper, gold, silver, and uranium. So let's go. All right, this is the futures contract for natural gas, 2-hour chart. Last video I said I thought that they would come down one more time because I thought there was a running flat in here and they needed to come down one more time to finish a fifth wave, but obviously they didn't do that. So I still only see three waves then. So three to there, and then this whole thing, it's still not real clear. It's got to be some kind of an ending diagonal. So we just got an ABC down, and now they went up, and so far there's only three waves, but I don't really like how this last wave played out here. So when we drill in, this looks like one, two. Now this fourth wave is really big compared to that. So, but it was looking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then correction. But this wave up should have went up in five waves, and I only see three. So they had a one wave there, two, and then three. So it's very possible that they might be making a running flat here. Maybe come down a little bit more. And then gonna have some kind of look like that for one more up. Because if this came down in three waves, then I'm thinking that they're making a diagonal, so then need three waves. Now this could be the only other way. If they're not going to make a running flat and go back up one more time to break 3275, it's very possible that this up to here was one, correct, two. So it could be a 1, 2, 3, and then you had a 1, 2, 3, and then the 3 here. So for labeling, it'd just be a WXY. It doesn't matter. It's just a three-wave pattern. So you have three down, and then you had three here. So the level that I'm watching, if they break that low 307, then most likely this was a WXY, and then they'll be coming down for the third wave. So one of these two levels has to break 3275 or 3070. Right now we're dead in the middle of these two levels, and this pattern isn't totally clear for me. So I want to see how this reacts. It needs a correction soon, but if it is very impulsive and they just kind of come down and then stop, but then it obviously goes back up, then this was a running flat for one more up. So want to see one of these two levels break before I can figure out exactly what this was. But as it stands, it could be that they finished the two today, and now they're selling off and starting the third. But gotta wait to see how this this down wave plays out. All right, oil. So it looks to me like they're still finishing this C wave here. Because what I see so far, I just see an ABC and an ABC, and I've been looking for five waves. And I think what they did is they got this one, two, and then this ending diagonal for the first wave, and now they're making going to be like an expanding ending diagonal. So 1, 2, and then 3 waves down for 3, 3 up for 4, and now it's really starting to sell off. So, and it looks like you could already have like the A and the B, and now they're gonna make some kind of 5-wave move down to complete that 5th wave, which then to me that would be it for the correction, because then you'd have a 3 waves, and then ending diagonal for 5 waves. So 3, 3, 5 correction. So something underneath 74.88 would look really, really interesting, because I still think after this leading diagonal up, that would be your A, B, C, and that would be in a position then to go up and take the high out. So we'll have to see, because I want to see the reaction after this, after this wave completes, because it could be, I mean, that ABC and ABC, if this is all just one and then they correct up and go back down, well, then it looks really bad, because then I think they're going to go and take the low out, because then this is looking like a diagonal. And so instead of what I think is A, B, and C, this will be 1, that was 2, and then they'll be creating the 3rd wave. So, but either way, no matter what is going on, and how this is going to play out, once they do break this 74.88, it'll need to correct, even if it's going to go back down. So, there'll be a bounce out where this wave will end underneath 74.88. We don't know that, but I'd only be looking for a buy setup under 74.88, because if this was 1 and this is 2, this will all be just the first part, but then you're going to need a correction and then down and then that'll be the 3rd wave. So that'll be a very, very tradable, so if you could get it, let's say 74, I would think you should be able to at least 78, maybe up to 80, something like that. So, for a short-term trader, that's the way to play it. Because right now, I mean, it's a little risky to sell it. You needed to sell it a lot higher. So I'd only be looking for a buy setup under 74.88. All right, moving on to copper. All right, so we got, after this correction, we got a strong rally, and it looks to me like they created a leading diagonal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we got a leading diagonal. So now, I wouldn't be buying up here. I'd let it come down into one of these two zones. So at a minimum, assuming that this last wave is done, they could go up one more. But as it stands right now, 369 and down to 367 would be the first zone that I'd look for a buy setup, see how aggressive they come down here. And then if they do come down to 365, 363, then that'd be a really good area to buy. Because I think there is the potential that all this correction is done, and now it's just going to start to work its way up to go take the high out. But I want to see the reaction after this corrects, and then they go back up and break it. Because it could be that instead of this being a correction, this is just the start of like a diagonal coming down. So that'd be 1, that'd be 2, and then this would be just like the first part of the 3rd wave. So For short-term trading, if you can get one of these two zones to hit, then you can play for the break up. And then up here, this is going to be the interesting part to see how copper reacts. All right, on to gold. All right, so gold, it looks like they're just creating a big correction. So we had that three-wave move up, and so far it looks like there's three waves. So it could be, that's three down for three, and now we go back up. So I'd only be looking for a buy setup, but I think it looks like there's already like here's 1, 2, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you got to wait for a three-wave correction to come down, because there was three waves going up. So if they're going to be going up, then they're going to be going up in a diagonal. Well, unless this is going to be the fourth wave. So, so far all I see is just one very strong wave down. So I'd let this correct up, come back down, and then look for a buy setup. So something underneath that low that they created today, 1955. That would be where I would start to look. It looks like it, but if they do that, I don't think that's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they're going up for the fifth wave. I think that was three waves, and then this will be a big three wave. So, I think they might target like 1951. That'd be the first area that I'd start to look, and then take it up. And then you just got to know that because this came down only in three waves, that this could be A, and then this three wave would be B, and then this coming up would be C, and they still could take this down one more time then. So that's why, I'd only look for a buy setup in this zone, 1955, maybe 1946, to give you a decent risk to reward, because they could just come up and then break 1975 and maybe just go up a couple dollars, but then it could be still coming down one more time before it goes up. So the lower you can get it, that just gives you a better risk to reward. But obviously, if you want to be ultra safe, you might be able to get it down 1925. Silver. All right, so silver is looking very strong, and what I see is, they created this ABC correction. Now this one definitely looks, like it's going to go and break. So this one, any pullback, I'd definitely be looking to buy. But again, because of where we are in this structure of this, it looks to me like this was three waves followed by a triangle and then down. And so WXY, now this one, when we look at this, yeah, it was just a three-wave move down. So that was Y. So this all could be a three-wave move up for the X wave, and then you could still get that Z wave. So silver's in a tricky spot. So just like gold, I wouldn't buy here, only if they give a decent correction, because again, they might just go break 2369, and then at some point they'll be coming down in three waves again. So, if you're going to play for a short term, you got to wait for a correction, a deeper correction, maybe 2275 or so. But you're only playing for, potential is that it'll just go and break it, and then at any moment it could reverse. So, got to see how strong silver is when it comes up. Now if they really push it, then this could be 1 2, and then this would be 1 2, and then they'll give you a 3 4 and a 5, and now this is looking super strong. So the reaction to silver when it breaks up in here, when it gets there, that's what I want to see, because if it just blasts up through here, then this could be making a strong third wave. But if it gets stuck once it breaks 2369, you just got to be mindful that it could be coming all the way down one more time to break 2066. Okay, and uranium. So uranium is doing something very different. So I thought that we had a three-wave move and a three-wave move and then an ending diagonal. And so I was looking for it to come, I said into this range. I didn't think that they would break this 2445, but I thought it would at least give a five-wave move. Now there is a five-wave move. It's small. 1 2, and then there was a 3 and a 4 and then a 5. So I mean, unless that was they made a really contracting flat, there's something else going on, because I still don't think that move down could be all the correction, and this is where the 4 is. I just that's so sharp and super quick. So it's possible that they did make a very contracting flat here. That is one of the most contracting flats I've ever seen, though. So we need to watch. The other thing that could be happening is that they could be making a running flat. So if they come up and break this 2841, I'm thinking then that they're going to give like this kind of a look. And so 4 will be over here. So instead of a regular flat, which is what I was expecting, like that was A, this was B, and then they would come down somewhere like here for C, and then go up for that fifth wave. They might just be making a really big fourth wave, but they're going to correct upwards, break 2841, and then, at some point come down in 5 waves for the fourth wave, and then go off the fifth. So we'll have to see how this plays out, but definitely with uranium, I'm only looking for buy setups, because it's not done. Even if they do go and break, like, I don't think that's going to be the fifth wave, unless I'm wrong and that this is a contracting flat. I think there's a lot more in uranium. I can't imagine that that's going to be all the correction, and that's 4. Because all I see so far is just a 3 wave here. You got 1 2, so that's like A B, and then you got 1 2 3 4 and 5. So now if this just corrects, probably want to see it come down one more time and then go, because then that could be 1 2, and this was 3 4 and then 5. So we'll have to see how this area plays out. If they break it, then what's the reaction? So yeah, uranium's a little tricky right now. I'm still only looking for buy setups, but I thought they might come down a little bit more for a fourth. So we've got to see if this is the fourth wave and now they're going up for the fifth, or if this is just going to be a big running flat. So let's keep an eye on this area, and especially if they can break 2841, then watch. if there's a sharp sell-off, I still think then that's just going to be the 4. And then we'll move over, and then it'll go back up for the 5th wave. All right, that's it for the commodities. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your likes and support. I'll see you in the next video.